here is singer-songwriter, broadcaster, audio-video artist, entertainment agent, and your host for the dHarmic Evolution. It's the master storyteller himself, James Kevin O'Connor.
Welcome back, everybody, to the dHarmic Evolution. We are in London today. Oh, how I love to be in London. It's been so long, but we're back again for another amazing show and another amazing artist. Where do you get a load of this guy? This is really hot. I'm so glad I ran into this artist because it made my day, probably made my week. And Rolling Stone magazine quotes, "It's like the Eagles have hired Jack Johnson for some lessons on lightening up." Yeah, he's an MTV Europe Music Awards nominee, Best Worldwide Act, and VH1 Top 10 Artist. His music can be described as Feel Good Acoustic Rock with soul. This singer-songwriter thrived in Goa, Dubai, and the UK cultures as they acted as the backdrop of his youth and the inspiration for his music. His catalog with W.O.A. Entertainment began in 1999 with his single, There She Is Again. His media clippings have formed a career all on their own. Since his career was launched in his teens, his press clippings exceed several hundred features, snippets, reviews, and significant print and broadcast mediums. His brand of music is known for its pop influence with contemporary undertones. His debut album was nominated for International Album of the Year. This guy's got it going on, baby. So we're celebrating today on his new release, Devil in Blue Jeans, but he's already following up with a new one called Heartland, coming out sometime in the near future. You better strap up your seatbelts because we're stacking the cool and we're going for a ride with Oliver Shawn.
Are you a singer-songwriter, author, speaker, or thought leader? Have you been looking for a platform for your career? Well, the James O'Connor Agency has exactly what you are looking for. Find out how we write and produce big, amazing songs on Music Row for authors, speakers, thought leaders, and organizations like non-profit and corporations. We also help singer-songwriters and artists by giving them a platform on dHarmic Evolution, a podcast designed specifically to broadcast your global career, now in 71 countries and with more than 161 episodes of artists all over the world from all genres. We know how to reach your target audience. Are you a dreamer like James? Then reach out today to James at thejamesO'ConnorAgency.com and find out how we can help your global career.
Welcome, Oliver, to the dHarmic Evolution, man. It's so good to have you on board today.
Thank you, James. Thank you for having me on the show.
You know, it just when I saw you and I connected with your music, I was so delighted because I haven't had a London artist on in a while, and I started this show about 3 years ago, and I immediately decided I didn't want to be just in the States. I wanted to be around the world, and we're in 71 countries, and we've had artists literally all over the world on this show, and it's just always a delight to be in London and see what is going on over there, man. So let's start off with, I noticed that you're a world traveler, man. So where did home begin for you? Are you Portuguese by birth?
Yes, I'm Portuguese, but I grew up in Goa and Dubai. You know, my mum traveled a lot, and I obviously had to travel with her.
Right.
And I was put in a boarding school, so I was in a boarding school for several years while my mum worked. She was a single mom, you know. So yeah, she did the best she could for me, and I am what I am because of her, you know. And thankfully, I'm a world artist, not in terms of genre, but in terms of literally the sense world, you know.
Right. Well, that's the thing I picked up in your music is, you know, I'm a sucker for the eclectic, and I love the world of pop and rock, and I grew up, you know, with the power bands of London. I was a big English rock freak, you know, when I was growing up. So when I hear the influences that you have, you got a little bit of everything going on, and your music is very, very energetic. And not just interesting, but it makes you want to just jump up and be alive, man. When I hear your stuff come on, it's just really awesome, you know. So tell us about some of your influences, like growing up, that you had this, you know, world eclectic going on, man. You just must have been soaking it up, huh?
Yeah, I was soaking up, all these different influences, like the Indian Eastern influence from tablas and sitars and everything. But primarily, I was always into Police and Eric Clapton and B.B. King. I was a blues guy, I was always into not mainstream, but let's say rock. Okay?
Right.
The hair bands and all of that. I was not into metal, but 80s rock, 90s rock, I was into that stuff. But I always wanted to kind of incorporate everything else that was around me, So my first single that actually made it onto radio and actually got nominated for Best International Album of the Year was a song called I Like It from the album called I Like It.
Right.
And that was just kind of like an acoustic rock song. And then all of a sudden in the middle, you're going to hear this fusion jam with the tabla.
Right.
Acoustic guitars and tablas. But it has nothing to do with that Eastern sound in terms of the way they play it.
Right.
I kind of took it in and I made it more rock and roll.
Yeah. So you're not afraid.
So I made those tablas sound like percussions from say Brazil or something like that.
Yeah.
And it just worked. People loved it,
Yeah, you're not afraid to experiment, which I love, because you never know what you're going to get, which is kind of,
absolutely.
The mystery is in the magic, or the magic is in the mystery, I guess. So you started as a young man. You were kind of like a teen rock star, man. So it must have been really fun. You're beating the ladies back and come on, let me do my craft here. So growing up, like, where did you have? Like you said, you explained where you grew up, but like, where did you first start to like feel like you had a kind of a home base as a musician? Yep. Was it in London or was it?
No, it started in Goa.
Oh, okay.
To be fair, I got my first break in London.
Oh, okay. Right.
It's funny, even though I grew up there and everything, and I was doing this cover band scene, and I was in the newspapers locally where I was living, in Goa, which is a Portuguese colony.
Right.
Used to be a Portuguese colony. It was great. I had a lot of friends and fans, but my original music really kicked off in London because I said, I'm going to go on tour, just packed my bag, got on a plane with my guitar, and I was in London just going around doing gigs at local clubs and pubs, not open mics, but literally being invited to these places to play because I wrote to them.
Right.
And they liked my stuff. And then I got invited to Sky TV and they put me on this showcase TV thing. And I was like 19 years old.
Yeah.
And they put me on TV and I did my original songs and they loved it, And from there, we took that recording, which was on Sky, and then I got on MTV as a VJ. Lots of different things going on.
Yeah. So you were living the dream real early.
I was living the dream. I was working towards my dream.
Yeah.
In the end, I just wanted to make my music, and I applied for this MTV VJ thing that was going on, and I always had a very marketing sort of a mind because I was doing my MBA,
Right.
I was studying business management, and I said, what's the best way for me to promote my music? And I did it as a DIY indie artist right then when that was just kind of blossoming, the independent scene. And I kind of was one of the first independent artists in that region, really pushing that kind of, direction for my music.
Right.
And it kind of worked. And MTV really liked my stuff and they took this live recording, made a music video out of it. Next thing I know, I'm on MTV.
Yeah, it's just that easy. We gotta put that in a bottle. Meanwhile, I think it's
that ain't easy at all.
No, it isn't. No, we're gonna circle back that, but I want to just invite everybody to take a little inhale of "Come for Me." Here we go.
I see your body naked right beside me, sweat dripping down your skin. It's dark and the moonlight shining off you. It's hot, baby, that's just you. We've been making love all night long. ain't no plans to stop till the sun comes up. Ooh, so keep on coming, coming me, and keep on running, running me. Keep on kissing, kissing me. Keep on coming. For me, it feels like first time every time you take your clothes off, and I play your body like I play my guitar. So let's keep on doing this all summer long, yeah. Let's keep on making this into our song. We've been making love all night long. There ain't no plans to stop till the sun comes up. Ooh, so keep on coming, coming me, and keep on running, running me, and keep on kissing, kissing me. So keep on coming for me. Keep on coming, coming me. Keep on running, running me. And keep on kissing, kissing me. Keep on coming for me.
Beautiful. So great song, man. I love your voice. Who did you pattern your style after? I mean, you've got a unique sound, but you mentioned some bands earlier. But
Yes.
Can you tell me like favorite singers that you like kind of admired and kind of gravitated towards their style growing up?
Yeah, growing up, I'd say I gravitated towards the guys who were my idols, like Bryan Adams,
Yeah.
Bon Jovi, and Rod Stewart, and Sting. You know, my voice kind of suited those kinds of songs.
Yeah.
So when I was doing my cover songs in my cover band, which was what I think every artist should be in a cover band for a while.
I
just kind
agree.
of
Yeah.
to kind of really hone in on their skills. You know, it really
Yeah.
worked for me. And I wouldn't say I copied these singers or anything. I've never tried to copy anybody.
Right.
But unless when it comes to guitar, of course, every blues guitar player is trying to copy another blues guitar player.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Yeah.
the gods of blues. But when it came to singing and my style of writing or music, I never really focused on what I'm trying to copy or trying to do like somebody else. It just came out. Whatever I was doing was
Right.
just there.
Yeah. It's kind of
But
like,
obviously the influences were there, you know, subconsciously. They're
Yeah.
always there.
like what you said about, you're not trying, I don't think any of us as original artists, we don't,
Yeah.
we want to be ourselves. Let's face it. Everybody wants to put
Correct.
their own fingerprints, whether it's your vocals or guitar
Yeah.
playing or both, in your case. But I think what you said is true. You have to go to school, and going to school for this is
Yeah.
about doing covers and listening to everything that's around you,
Oh, yeah.
and like just capturing the pieces that are like your hardware or software to put into your world, And
Yeah.
let's face it, we all borrow. Like God invented the scale, not us. We didn't invent the chord, right? But everybody gets to use it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
so tell me about some of your experiences in the studio. And by the way, "Come For Me," great song. Can you just take us in
Yeah.
the studio on that one? Like, what was the experience going on?
No, that's when I was on tour last year, well, a year before last in America. I did my Heartland tour. Okay. And this
Okay.
is when we just released this album. This album was just getting ready.
Oh,
be
excellent.
launched.
Okay.
Right? So I did the tour, and we had this bunch of girls following us to every gig, right? Which we always do. Beautiful girls, and they kept asking us to play "Come For Me" because, to be fair, that's a naughty song.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And they kept chanting the naughty song, and it just became the naughty song. So now on the CD, you literally, even on iTunes, when you look for "Come For Me," in brackets, it's the naughty song, and
Right.
it's because of these fans who actually named it. You know, they said, let's call it the naughty song, and I said, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
But the song in the studio, it's a very minimalistic arrangement. It's just 3 instruments.
Right.
It's the acoustic guitar, bass, and drums. You know, that's all I'm doing for this entire album. My albums before this, we've had a lot of arrangement, a lot of instrumentation going on, a lot of sampling, a lot of different guitar players coming in, keyboards and all that. But this album specifically, it was just me doing guitars. I had my bass player, Darren Edwards, who came in on bass, and Luke Robinson on drums. And that was it. So we just, of course, I wrote these songs, and I did a lot of these songs initially with my D scale guitar, which is another thing I want to talk about. This album was written entirely. I like to place one guitar per album, you know.
Right.
So there's this. I get this new guitar or an old guitar, and an entire album builds around that guitar because the songs just come from there. It's not necessarily from there, but I like to believe that guitar gave me those songs, you know?
Yeah.
So this album came from the D scale Ovation that I have. And because it was this new, very unique scale, you know, drop tuned guitar.
Yeah.
And I'd never written songs on different scales. You know, you always on your standard tuned guitars. So I started experimenting with these drop tunings, and I just got these great songs that came out.
Can you
and Jack Johnson was a big influence as well for this album.
Oh, was he? Okay. You say D scale, are you referring to DADGAD? Is it DADG?
Not DADGAD.
Oh, it just dropped.
I did work on. It's just basically a D scale is like a baritone.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
But instead of being dropped, say five semitones, this is just dropped 2 semitones.
Right. Right.
So it's literally when you play C, you're really playing B flat.
Yeah.
So you write a song on your standard, like you write a song, say on G. You're always strumming, say on an open chord, but you're actually writing that entire song on F.
Yeah.
And then when you get into the studio, everything is played on F.
Right.
Which you would usually not write a song in.
Yeah.
And then the bass player goes, "Oh my God, you've written it in that scale," and that's a lot of weird notes coming in.
Yeah.
And the solo, when I get into the solo, it goes, "Oh wow, I can do this, I can do that," you know, things that you haven't done before. But it's literally the same thing, except that on a different chord that you would usually not write in.
Yeah. That
helped me. Yeah,
it's a great technique because I'm a big fan of, for years I've been doing alternate tuning, and I always counsel other songwriters that if you're stuck, man, just try alternate tuning because all of a sudden, you don't even know how to play the guitar anymore, which is a wonderful place to be because it's like everything's new and sounds different and fresh and what is this chord? I don't even know what this is, but it sounds awesome, you know?
That's right. It's like my first album, you know, when I did my first album, everything was new. You know, when I was in the studio, my bedroom studio, the first time I started recording stuff, and I'm going, "Oh, I can do this and I can do that." But now, if I went to do the same thing, I'd be like, "You can't do that because it's not allowed."
Right,
you know?
right.
But then when you did initially, you didn't know it wasn't allowed, and beautiful things came out of it.
Yeah, it's always amazing. Hey, let's play another one, Oliver. This one is "Walk Up and Kiss You."
You know, baby, I want you. Looking at you dancing in that summer rain, and every time you say I love you, oh, this feeling, baby, I can't explain. And I wanna walk up and kiss you and love you tonight. And I wanna walk up and kiss you and love you tonight. go on and on, I can't complain. When we're together, we're stuck like glue. Let the whole world see that I'm your man. And I wanna walk up and kiss you and love you tonight. And I wanna walk up and kiss you and love you tonight. So keep on doing what you do to me slowly. We've got the night, we've got the night. And I wanna walk up and kiss you, love you tonight. And I wanna walk up, kiss you, love you well tonight. And I wanna walk up and kiss you, love you tonight. And I wanna walk up and kiss you, love you well tonight.
That was really killer. Walk Up and Kiss You. Another one where the ladies are chasing you, you know, running it down the street after the bus, right? Where are they going? Come on, let us in. So great song. Love the instrumentation. To your point earlier, like you seem to, you were talking about you wanted to be like more stripped down and get to the core of your music. Yeah. And I can see where it just comes to life, because sometimes we layer stuff and it's like, yeah, it's kind of like, you know, we're layering things and yeah, it sounds good, but it kind of like when you peel back the layers of the onion, you get to the juice, you know?
It's for this album, what I wanted to do was, usually every time I wrote a song, it sounded great to me. And then we went in the studio, produced it, did all these things, and it's completely different from what I wrote. This time around, I said, I'd like to kind of put it on CD exactly how I imagine the song, you know, and I think to a certain limit, I kind of managed to do that to a limit. Yeah.
Tell me about your favorite instrumentation as far as playing out. Do you have several different ones, or do you have a favorite that you go to 3-piece, 4-piece? You know, tell me about your live situation.
My live situation is now a 3-piece, and it's been a 3-piece for several years now. Even when So Good, my album before this one was released, that got nominated for the MTV Europe Music Awards and all of that. The instrumentation was 3-piece, except that when we went to the studio, it wasn't 3-piece anymore. You know? So that's what I changed for this album.
Right.
But live, I have always been a 3-piece. Well, not always, but since say 2008, I've been a 3-piece band, you know. So I do guitars and vocals, I do solos, guitar, lead and rhythm, and I've got a bass player and a drummer. And I think this just brings out the best from every musician in the band, because you have to do more to kind of fill out your parts.
Right.
And if you're crap, people can hear your crap.
Yeah.
In a 3, you can't hide it. You go. So doing a 3-piece and sounding great, you just feel, you know what, I'm freaking good.
And you have the space too, like with that, you know, stripped down version, you have the allowable space to feature like the chops and everybody has, you know, which is just great and a little easy to travel too. It's like, hey, there's only 3 of us, man.
Very easy to travel,
You know, communication is good. Hey, how about production in the studio? Do you have do you use different producers on different albums? Do you self-produce? What is your
I've always been self-produced in terms of the last say is always mine. Right,
as it should be.
I'm a bit of a, you know, dictator in the studio for that.
Yeah.
But I'm very open-minded. I let my musicians put in their, you know, their suggestions. I work with great engineers. Who kind of come in like co-producers in a way.
They are.
You know,
they're so important
because they suggest things and they're great. Co-producers engineers do so much for you. You don't realize. that they actually are kind of like producers in a way, you know.
They are, and
of course, yeah. And my mother has always been my co-producer.
oh, really?
She's
Awesome.
been my manager for years since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And I always, in the end, I go, Mom, what do you think about this? She goes, you know what, that sounds great. Or, you know what, I don't like that part. And
Yeah.
I consider that being my co-producer, you know,
Yeah.
which is great. And it's always worked for me.
Now, so your mom's knee deep in the entertainment business. Is she exclusively your only, you know, is that her only gig, your career, or does she do other artists?
No, well, it was for several years. Mine was her only gig.
Right.
But once my record label kind of grew bigger,
right.
she's handling a lot of our tours and management division and all of that. So
yeah,
because she was a Fortune 500 executive, you know.
Right.
So she worked for Xerox for several years. So she's got this very, very good business base.
Right.
That she can really support our artists in a very professional way.
Right.
And that's really helped me, and it's helped a lot of our artists who are signed to our label as well.
That's fabulous. Yeah, because you know, like you said earlier, marketing is something you're interested in, and I could tell. I mean, you know, we only met only like a week ago, and here you're on the show already, and that's, you know, and that's what I always admire, because the best artists always do that. They respond right away. They jump on things, you know, whether it's opportunity or whatever it is, and just very professional in their the care of their artistry, you know, because that's an important part of it, you know. So what are your
you gotta do it as your priority in life.
Yeah.
If you keep it as a hobby, it will be treated as a hobby.
Exactly. Hey, Oliver, tell me about your aspirations for 2019. Now, I'm really excited about your new album, Heartland, coming out, because, hey, listen, I didn't even congratulate you on Devil in Blue Jeans, man, which we're going to play, which is your current album. So congratulations on that. Really,
Thank you.
Really great. So what is the plan? You're gathering songs for Heartland?
I'm working on a lot of new music, of course, but I'm also releasing a very special song end of this month. It's just a single.
Right.
It was an older song that I had made. I'd released it, and then we took it off because I wasn't completely happy with the sound. And this is world beat to the core,
right.
You know, because I'm kind of going back to what I Like It was all about, you know, where we had those tablas coming into a very kind of acoustic rock song.
Yeah.
But this one is a constant beat, a background of these Indian tablas.
Right.
But at the same time, there's this funk groove going on.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
And the song is not a love song, or not a song about getting hot girls or whatever, which I usually write about. I won't lie.
well, of course, you have to. It's almost the law, isn't it?
Absolutely. This is more about... It's kind of a serious song in a way. Right? If you're talking about, are we doing that? You know, time, love, and happiness. We got to share some happiness, share some tenderness. You know, I don't want to hurt you, but I can't help myself from doing that. You know, some of those lyrics are so, and there's a little secret, and it's time, love, tenderness. So time, love, happiness. Right. So I've written this song, and the instrumentation's done, the song's ready, and. Right now, as we speak, today I'm in the studio editing the music video for that song.
Excellent.
And so I'm going to release it on tour, because I'm going to be on my W.O.A. International Music Festival and tour on the 1st of February to the 7th of Feb. This is in India, in Goa, and it's supported by major networks and all of that. So this song and video will be released then to make a buzz of that. You see, so that's awesome. The first thing I'm doing for 2019.
You couldn't have stayed up all night to have it ready for the dHarmic Evolution today and finish it?
Oh man,
we'll have to catch you on.
I was up like till 3 in the morning, shifting through all the footage that we had. It was crazy.
Yeah, is it video like that though? Like you start on it and it's like, what happened? 5 hours just went by, and I haven't gotten up from. You know, you get trapped in. Do you use Final Cut, or what do you use for your video?
I use Final Cut Pro.
Yeah, me too. It's pretty amazing.
We make a lot of music videos for VH1 and stuff. So so we do have the Mac Pros and the high-end systems, because I started off editing my videos on a little MacBook Pro, you know. Yeah. And it's from there.
It's amazing what you can do now, you know. But as an artist, it's hard to hand that off. I've tried to hand off my video work to other people, and it's like it's in your mind. You know, you can't translate that. You have to do a lot of this yourself, you know, to make it artistic.
Absolutely.
You know? Hey, I think we got to play another one. What do you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think this is the title track for your album. So, folks, here it is, Devil in Blue Jeans.
She shakes it at me, makes me scream. Take me, baby. Take me down, take me all the way to hell. Crazy, crazy, you make me, baby. Going down, 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 down to hell. She grabs my hand and drags me in. She's got me thinking it's a sin. The way she moves in those blue jeans. If that's the devil, then by all means, take me, baby. Take me down, take me all the way to hell. Crazy, crazy, you make me, baby. Taking me down, 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 down to hell.
Give that man a cigar. That's what I'm talking about. Makes me want to grab my 1956 Les Paul Special, plug in, and jam with Oliver. Right back to my interview with Oliver Sean, right after this word.
Have you connected with your gratitude today? I think I have something that will help inspire you. It's the brand new release from James Kevin O'Connor. Gratitude, recorded on Music Row in Nashville, Tennessee with producer Kim Copeland and team, is James' third full-length album in 4 years. 10 amazing songs, each one a different story about the emotions, journeys and experiences that you and I have lived. Songs like Dreamer, Jesus Teaches, Tango On and 51 Shades of Grey, and of course, title track, Gratitude. Pick up the brand new CD today with amazing artwork and photography at iTunes, CD Baby and Amazon, or simply go to jameskevino'connor.com for your download right now. Send someone that you love a copy of Gratitude today. It might be exactly what they need in their life right now. Gratitude, the new release by James Kevin O'Connor.
that was
beast.
killer, man. That was killer. Just love that. Love that. So what is that? You got such an amazing tone, and I can hear that semi-hollow body grunge, that bluesy rock sound. Like, was Stevie Ray Vaughan in part of this thing or something? It was just got a great tone, man. Great tone.
All my influences, all my blues influences were pushed in there. Very simple song.
Yeah, but great. Great.
Just a fun track, just a fun track. But I've also tried to add my little funk thing in the middle, a little fusion thing with the bass and the drums,
right,
and the guitar solo. But I've used several guitars on this.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about gear, not to put anybody who's not into this, but a lot of musicians listen. So tell us about your rig and your setup. What are you using right now?
If you see my guitar collection, it's a bit crazy.
Okay.
My entire top section of my house is full of guitars.
Right.
And my studio is quite small, so I can't really store all the guitars here. But on Devil Blue Jeans, for example, I use my Gretsch, to get that hollow body rock and roll sound.
Right.
I use the Les Paul. I have a 2016 standard Les Paul, which is fantastic. Used a Fender for certain parts. But live, I have a very different setup for live. I use a Taylor T5Z, which is kind of a guitar that gives you almost every tone you want. So it can sound like a Telecaster. It can sound like a jazz hollow body, a 335, or it can sound like a Les Paul or a Fender. So it's got all these different sounds with just a little five different position switch. So I try and use that a lot live because it saves me from carrying 5 guitars.
Yeah, right. That you got to be pragmatic when you're out playing. It's like dealing with multiple.
But my favorite guitar for solos and stuff is a 335.
Is it?
A
Okay.
Gibson 335.
Yeah.
And recently I bought myself a Yamaha SA2200, which is just a better version of a 335. A lot of musicians, guitar players, are going to go, oh, you can't say that. But seriously, this guitar is like a 3. I think they call them 345s or something like that, which is just better made, or rather a lot of extra stuff put onto it.
Right.
But that Yamaha is just a beautiful guitar. Your fingers just fly through that guitar. And I take that to all my shows. And every time I get a chance to change the guitar, I'll pick that up and do like Devil in Blue Jeans on it or something like that.
Right.
So I can really mess around with my solos.
It's all about the feel and the sound, man. That's what it all comes down to. Hey,
and I use a camera now. I've sold all my amps, and I bought that little thing.
Now, what is that?
That is the Kemper Profiler.
Oh, awesome! Nice.
Yes. So this is literally the world's best amplifiers that you can profile and put in there.
Right.
And then I use a Yamaha stereo cab, and I use and I used to collect amplifiers.
Yeah.
And just recently I sold so many of them.
Yeah.
Because I needed this space, and I got the Kemper Profiler, and I was like, that's it. I don't need any more amps. I've got my amp that I can go to for everything now.
And your shoulders are healthy now, right? From lugging
healthy
that thing.
now. Oh my God, tell me about it.
Lugging that stuff around is like crazy. Hey, tell me a little bit about social media. Just like, what are your favorite, go-to platforms on social? I know, you're on Facebook and all that. You an Instagram guy too, or like?
Well, yeah, actually now I've gotten more into Instagram, because I think all the youngsters are now more on Instagram rather than Facebook.
Yes.
But the thing is, you can't get away from Facebook.
No, it's impossible.
No matter what you do,
yeah,
you have to have a strong Facebook profile. It's kind of like email. You can't go through life without an email account.
That's true.
And I think Facebook is that now. It's having that. It's kind of like a base that you have to have.
Yeah.
But I love Instagram. I spend a lot of time on Instagram, and I'm getting a lot of following and support now on Instagram.
Yeah.
And but as a musician, you can't really focus on one and forget about the other. You just, I know it's tough and it takes a lot of time, but you just have to push, Yeah. Do the Facebook, do the Instagram, do the Twitter, do the YouTube, do the SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And now, of course, more than anything, do Spotify, which is so important.
Yeah, streaming is big. Yeah.
Recently, Walk Up and Kiss You did so well on Spotify, and it hit iTunes #1 in Turkey and Mexico and all of that.
Oh, really?
And
that's fantastic,
yeah.
man. Congratulations. That's really amazing.
For an independent artist, that's like freaking amazing.
Yeah,
you know?
that is. And it's just a testament to what you just said, is what you can do on your own, you know. Even, I mean, having a record company is necessary too, but you can do a lot from your own studio, like with a laptop or an iPhone or whatever you're using.
And your fans, you know, that's what social media is for. You promote it so much to them, and all of a sudden you're hitting the charts on iTunes, because that is purely based on what the fans want. Yeah. So if the fans download your songs, you're gonna hit the charts, you know, on these kinds of platforms, or you're gonna make these playlists because people want to hear your song all the time, and the record labels can't do shit about it.
Yeah, that's right. That's very true.
They can try to put you down, but your fans will get you up there.
That's true. Then that's what you need. They're the ones who are supporting you. So, hey, I think it's time to play your video. Hey, here it is.
Oh, awesome.
New York, baby. Here we go.
Oh my God, you're so damn pretty. Looking at my mouth and every word of the songs that I say. Smiles at me as she catches me staring. Looking New York pretty, she could change everything. Well, all my walls are breaking voluntarily as I sing for her in New York City. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Every move, every breath, every word that you say. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm coming home. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I want you in the front row of my life now, baby. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I said whoa, whoa, whoa. New York, New York. Singing every word I've ever written. Everyone and everything in this room just fades away. And every kiss from you, I imagine, could be more than enough, girl, to make me stay. Well, all my walls are breaking as she sings to me from the front row of my gig, New York City. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Every move, every breath, every word that you say. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm coming home. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I want you in the front row of my life now, baby. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I said whoa, whoa, whoa. New York, New York. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Every move, every breath, every word that you say. Whoa, whoa, whoa. New York City, I'm coming home.
Come home with me, NYC to Mecca. Alabama, PM, all weather, tough leather. We hot, whoa better. Dig a little bit to get here, whatever. They rapping when we hear from the speaker. They selling all they souls to the demon. Thinking they achieving riches from beyond. Success is what you make it. We made it all along.
New York. Love that video, man. Hey, tell us about your experience in New York. I'm sure you've been there more than once, but you know,
spent a lot of time in New York.
Yeah,
I've done like 3 or 4 tours where New York's been the main place that I've been to.
Yeah.
Even when I did my Heartland tour, in the end, I actually flew to New York to do a gig there just before I got back to England. You know, so,
right.
So it's fantastic, and this video is a testament to how much that city has influenced me.
Yeah.
Growing up, I've always wanted to be there, or to go to New York and spend time there. And this video kind of shows it's actually talking about the city. It's not talking about a woman. It's talking about the city in a way.
Right.
You know, it's a fair bit of the city.
Yeah.
And by the way, recently the video won gold at the International Independent Film Awards.
Congratulations, man. That's
Thank
killer.
you very much.
That's killer.
Yeah, that was,
Yeah, I got to keep an eye on you
yeah.
next time you're in the city, man. We got to go out for a beer, and I got to go come
Oh,
see your
absolutely.
show, man. That'd be
Absolutely.
awesome.
Cafe Wa. That's where I've played a lot. Cafe Wa in the Village.
Oh, okay, awesome. The Village is crazy. It's just a great place. What a vibe.
It's amazing. Yeah. So next time I'm there, James, we got to go jam at Cafe Wa.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I would love it. I would love it. That's fantastic. So you got a big year coming up here with 2019 and this new Heartland album coming out. So what else? And also I wanted to touch on, before I get away, there's a lot of things I want to cover, but let me cover this about film. Like, you're into film and into film production. So tell me about, like, your experiences and your passions moving forward to delve into this more.
Well, when I say film production, my company now does a lot of music video production.
Okay.
And we work closely with Viacom, with VH1, MTV, and stuff like that. So a lot of the independent artists that work with us, who come on tour with us, because we organize these major tours, they always want to make a music video with us, because maybe they like my eye or what I do with it. It kind of worked out with my videos. But I used to just be in front of the camera, and giving my ideas about it. And then soon after that, I became a producer for these music videos. And then after that, I was a director. And then I became a cinematographer, but this is what it is when you're in that field. Yeah. And then you just slowly just get part of it and you start learning more and more about it. And experience counts for so much. You can go to school, but nothing beats experience when it comes to film or music, So and it's just worked out really good, and I'm winning these little awards, like best music video at an International Independent Film Award or something like that, getting it on VH1 Top 10 or MTV EMA, and this has boosted the confidence. Thinking I'm probably doing something right. They like the way I'm making a music video, and so I'm hoping I'll have enough confidence to maybe make a short film soon.
Yeah, it sounds like a natural progression, though, because, visuals fit into our world of music so easily and so readily, and they're almost like necessary. And I always say it's like you can't go and see a James Bond film without the hit song. It's like music and films are like, they go hand in hand, man. It's like salt and pepper. Come on, Hey, tell me about your favorite place to play as far as venues. Like, where do you really feel like you're most connected to an audience? Is it really bigger places, smaller, intimate places? Where are you most comfortable on stage?
I've been lucky enough to do massive concerts. Like one of through my 20s, I was doing huge stages and festivals and film festivals, performing for closing ceremonies and things like that. Yeah. So I remember doing one where I headlined the closing ceremony with over 40,000 people. Wow. And they were all there and they knew my songs. This was in Goa, the International Indian Film Festival or something like that. It was massive. And I connected as if I was in a coffee shop with 10 people. Yeah. That's how I connected with these people. And there were 40,000 people jumping to what I was saying, telling them to do. And it was beautiful. Yeah. And then I've done a gig for, say, charity for Oxfam, where there were maybe 20 people in the audience, real close-knit, and talking, storytelling and singing your songs and explaining what the song's about. And it was a similar connection. So I can't really say if I connect better big or better small. It's just the right kind of fans need to be there. You just need to be able to connect with whoever is there.
Yeah, it's all about the intimacy, right?
It's about the intimacy. I remember doing a tour in the UK in 2012, and we did a show in Edinburgh, in Scotland. I was invited to play at a place called Bannerman. Unfortunately, it was a Monday, a Monday night. And so it was the end of the tour, the last leg of the tour. So we did all those major venues and whatever, and then ended up in Bannerman's beautiful venue. And it was just me and the opening band and our girlfriends and whatever there. That was it. There was nobody there because it was a Monday night. And they hadn't promoted the show that well. And I went on stage solo without my band. I was just alone doing my thing, with the guitar and backing tracks. And I did a show as if it was a packed club.
Yeah.
When I went back down, the opening act, they came over to me and they said, you know what? This is how we want to play. Whether there's one person in the crowd or 100,000 people there, you give your best and you play. You're so happy to perform, and I think that's the key to success.
Yeah.
Enjoying what you do, no matter who the hell is there. Just do your thing.
You've got the winning formula, my friend. Hey, we're at the end already. Oliver, this went way too fast. And I just want to ask you to give any parting words to, as I said earlier, there's a lot of musicians out there of all different calibers, some who are starting out, some who are seasoned veterans. Any parting words that you can give just as a sign-off, a send-off, for those around the world looking at a career like yours that you've built and worked extremely hard? Is there anything that you want to just share and say with them as we part ways here?
It's a tough industry, absolutely. Everybody knows that. But the key is to stay positive, And if someone rejects your music, like a radio station or a manager or an agent, it's that person's problem. He's the loser or she's the loser, not you. Because that should make you go and do more and show those people what they missed out on. So have that kind of an attitude, Because if you get dejected with every little guy out there telling you, I don't like your stuff or whatever, that's not going to work for you. And it's not a good way to be a musician. Right now, you got to be tough and you got to believe in yourself more than anything. And surround yourself with people who believe in you, like James, who believes in my music. Surround yourself with people like you, and that's what will give you the boost to go on and keep doing what you're doing, because there are people out there who love what you're doing, and that's the reason you're doing it. And keep doing that.
Great, my friend. Hey,
stay away from negativity.
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, give us also, I'll have all of your links for all your socials in the show notes, but favorite spot that you could just shout out for people to connect to you, Oliver?
Instagram.com/Oliver Sean. Boom.
Okay, brother. Listen, it was an honor, a pleasure, man. I'm so happy that we met and I got a chance to learn all about your music, your stories, your path, and you're doing a lot of wonderful things, and I can't thank you enough for being a part of the dHarmic evolution. So, my friend, all good blessings and wishes to you and your family and your mom. Give her my best because she did a fabulous job raising you, my friend.
Thank you, James. And by the way, I love the name dHarmic Evolution. Fantastic, man.
Come for me. Walk up and kiss you. Devil in blue jeans. And the video, New York. Yeah, that was the interview with Oliver Sean. World traveler, world musician, he's got it all going on. I hope you guys enjoyed this interview as much as I did today on the dHarmic Evolution. Really appreciated Oliver being here to share his music and stories with us. You can follow him, like he said, go to Instagram. Everything is so easy. Oliver Sean Everything, and that's SEAN for the last name. So support Oliver, his music, his videos. You can catch him anywhere. Just Google his name and everything Oliver will pop up. Hey, if you have not yet gone over to the dHarmic Evolution Facebook community page, what are you waiting for? You got a new song, a new album, a new video. Do you have a gig somewhere? You got some ideas you want to share with us? Go on there, post your content, whether you're a singer-songwriter, author, speaker, thought leader, that's what it's there for, to help showcase your talents. Also, come on over and visit us at the dHarmic Evolution website. Yes, it's dHarmicEvolution.com. You want to see 199 artists from all over the world, their songs, their stories, their photos, their videos. It's all on the website. And please go to the blog and leave a comment. And if you'd like to be a guest on this show, you can just go to the guest tab, fill in your assets, drop it in there, and we'll see if we can get you a booking on this show. We're also now on Instagram, so find out who's trending, who's hot, who's coming up, who's been on. It's all on dHarmic Evolution Instagram. Hey, that's it for me today. I'm your host for the dHarmic Evolution, James Kevin O'Connor, singer-songwriter, audio-video artist, master storyteller, and international talent agent. So until the next time, when we meet again, I'll either see you on the socials or I'll see you from the stage.